Hello and welcome back on Joe. This work is in Resources Soviet Republic. Last time we tried to build into the mountain and we are going to continue that today, but there are probably one or two issues that we should solve first. Someone on the friendly internet has reminded me again that this thing should produce more than 55% I think is what we had then, percent when it's fully staffed, to which I would say, you're probably right, mister. And they pointed out that water is probably low, which is also correct. So I was looking at this a little bit, and I was slightly surprised, I will say, because this is the connection. This is the water connection that we have to worry about. There's a pipe right there going in. There's a pipe right here going in. This thing is partially empty, obviously, but this thing is full, which means the only problem we seem to potentially have is the water pipe that goes through here. Now, that can be deceiving just a little bit. Why? Because we only have a pipe going down here, and this pipe can only go through so much water. We're currently moving 20 cubic meter. This guy moves a lot of water already, but this thing is full, but it's going through 30 some cubic meters of water per day already. So I do not wish to overload this tiny little thing. Right now it's doing 50 some meters, but if I have another 20 cubic meters having to go around this, that may be bad. But I am very confident that we can probably hook up a second water line directly to that thing. It is possible, and it's probably not that expensive to just do it that way, to use a big water pump here. How are you gonna put this together? There? That's kind of a roundabout way to move anywhere. Well, you just put it here. I see the water, the road connection already. So that's fine. If I plop you there and get you built, get the biggest water pipe connected, and that water pipe I would like to hook into. Wow, words are really hard. Hook into there so you suck the water like a vampire out of... There you go, and there you go. Suck the water like a vampire out of this tower. I think that is fine. That should get us started right now to have 100% running for here, because, to be fair, I always pretend to know how the water pressure works in this game, and I don't. I do not. I just know that if you have the vanilla tower, which we don't have, I think it's this one, it is about 45 meters above ground. This one I heard is only 15 meters above ground, and the water pressure depends on how much water is pressing down on the particle below, or the water molecule, the water piece below. So that's pressure. If you have a water column that's this wide and a particle that's this wide, and you have 500 pieces of water sitting on top of it, then you have a pressure of 500 water pieces per square, whatever the area is. Again, I am not a hydrologist. That can't be a word. I don't believe it. But that's not how this works. So if I put a pump here, then instead of relying on just gravity pushing stuff down a little bit, I'm actually sucking water out of here. And this could be enough. If we look at what you're trying to consume here, we are about halfway there. So to be realistic, we can probably... This may be enough. This may just be enough. This may just be the amount that we need. But I also don't know 100% how much water this one pump can pump. And this one pump has to actually pump water pretty high from this location all the way up to there. And we can look at the water pressure in our different things. There's our bar. Low pressure right now, but high pressure here. So how much more can we actually press through this? There's a lot of question marks here, and I don't want to go into the details of figuring all of this out. We have a little bit of money in the bank, so we may as well throw money at this so that our chemical plant does not run into any further issues anywhere else, which means there's sewage coming through here, so don't put it right there. But, well, you have a couple options here. You could put another water inlet right there. You could put another water inlet in a bunch of other places. You could make a larger water pipe run through here. What are you going to do? Well, at the very least, you need these to just get started being constructed so they can figure out what they're going to do. And it's probably going to be enough. I have a feeling that I want to get a little bit of extra water in there. And let's be honest. What do we need here for clarity, for purity? We require, it should tell us somewhere, water tank import is something. Wear and tear is something. Why does it not tell us? Like, this is not helpful. It's just flickering at me. What is the purity of the water that you require? Miscellaneous? Fossil? Chemical? Yep, it's this one. You require 67% water quality. Okay, and I'm saying all those words because we have a bunch of people coming in here, and I think we can siphon off 1 or 2 to handle a simple water well. 8 people at best. We're not going to get 8. What the heck? Why is this so big? I mean, seriously, this one is tiny and totally fine. What? I mean, it produces a ton of water, sure, but why is it so big? I don't want a big water well like this. I was totally fine putting that in here until I saw what size this thing actually is. I mean, cool. You are producing actually more water than anything else, but why? Can't put you anywhere. Like, literally, I cannot fit you in any of these areas. We have a little bit of dirty water coming through here, but we even have 84% on this side still. And we don't need a lot, right? Whatever water we're going to get out of this, it doesn't have to be a lot. The problem is that I would like to hook into our existing, I guess here we have one that probably works. I would like to hook into our existing worker zone that we have. This will be fine. You can just throw it here because you really don't need more trees to do anything that you're doing in the area, so you may as well just let this happen. You're not wrong. Hope you're not. F2? No, F3. Yes, F3 gives me a little bit a better view of where we actually are, but honestly I think out here may be our best bet because we do have the walking connection to everything. Water quality is good. Whatever we're going to produce here, we have oh, this is interesting. The water well requires workers, but apparently does not require sewage or water connections, just power. Interesting, at the very least, but that's fine. So we just pretend that you're gonna go here. There's the road connection. That road connection does not need to be fancy gravel at all. It can just be dirt. We're just gonna hook this one up. And then I'm gonna set this to 1 or 2 workers. That's all we're gonna get out of this. And we're gonna connect that with a... Oh, it needs another pump, doesn't it? Yes, big water pumping station. No, that has to be a TRR. You go over here, you run that way, give me the large water pipe into here. F3 to see a little more, and then a large water pipe needs to go out here at some point. Wow. Yeah, you're really doing a wonderful job there, buddy. Cool, that's connected. Total overkill, don't care. This will solve the water problem, whatever this is. If I would understand the water pressure a little better, I think I can solve this a little cheaper because I'm thinking, well, it's possible that this will already be sufficient for what we need. It's also possible that it isn't, but it's very possible that that is sufficient for what we need, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's just say that is good. I'm pretty sure we can move 2.6 tons of crops per day through this thing. I'm also pretty sure that we can move the wood that we need from here. Looks like we're never out of that. But then we have oil. Oil may be another problem because this is full, technically. We only need 4 tons. I'm pretty sure the pipe can handle 4 tons. So yeah, I think water is our only problem right now, as we only push about 22 cubic meters of water through this. And that could be the pressure that pushes up the hill. Okay? I mean, I described that now 12 times. I think you know what I'm trying to say. So we're just gonna move on now. Okay, that was a problem. We solved it. This is a problem, not major, because Control H will solve all the problems, so that one is fine. Money's in the bank, which is good. It's tempting to make some purchases back, but I'm not quite ready for that one yet, and this is so tempting. Should you just turn it on? You really don't have a reason not to. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Okay. 125 tons of food is really not that bad at this stage, and then 600 tons of crops. Okay. You cannot do this without a distribution. Now, why are you stuck here? So if that one is still stuck there, there's no need in... Why aren't you going that way? That part doesn't make sense. There's no reason for you not to be able to go into that direction. to get out of here. That's a little disappointing, but whatever. Keep going. Keep going, buddy. There you go. So you can do whatever you need to do. This is our food helper, per se, we would say. And it would probably be nice to have this one done. Where's our construction office for this area? That's 7. Make this one a high priority, please. Sure, that's just gravel. You can go through there and let that one happen. So far, so good. We have all of these guys done. Construction office 7. You are technically assigned to all of these, but not really. We clearly don't have gravel coming through. Not gravel. We clearly don't have everything coming through yet. That's okay. Do you want to start working on this one, or what's your plan with that? Kind of want to use the guys up here. I'm getting distracted, but it's okay because I got to look at some things. How's unemployment? 12 workers without work, 38 people waiting here, 42 people waiting here. So we have workers available. That's good. Our tram depot is ready. That is good. This one still finds some workers from the vehicles from the cars that we have going back and forth in between here. That's good. I like that. We have this guy now available. What did I want out of this one? I think I wanted to give you these buses. Okay. These buses run over here, and then you will copy your assignment. And I don't know what else I want yet because someone had a really cool idea. Why don't I just... Where are you coming from? Why don't you just asphalt all the roads in this area that you wanted to asphalt with a construction office and use some of the workers that are currently not doing anything else useful anyways? I thought that was a really good idea, and I'm kind of tempted. I'm not sure that I wanted to have asphalt roads. I think I wanted to be settled on just using brick roads, but let's see what the actual difference is here. Brick road with trolley, brick road with tram, tram railroad, brick road is 80, build brick road with sidewalk, max speed 85. Come on. This is stupid. Why? Let me check something. 110, 110. No, that's a trolley bus. Okay. Asphalt road with streetlights. 110, 110. That makes sense. 85 and 80 makes no sense because I don't want to build the highway or the interstate system with brick road and sidewalk. Why is this one faster? Should be the other way around. This should just have a walking speed increase, which it does. It should not have a speed increase, but okay, whatever. It's probably fine. There's probably some real logic in there that I'm just not seeing. I'm just not a big fan of it right now, this second. I was thinking I made a mistake here. Let's fix that really quick. If I do it this way, then I will forever have a potential issue right here with the rail being taken up by people or by trains that try to go up here for however long, especially when we have the construction going on, which is just going to be like that for quite some time. So what I want to do instead is run this more parallel. I'm going to leave this one exactly where it is because I think that one makes perfect sense, but this I will give more waiting area room, and I will go all the way back to the distribution office out here. You know what else I was thinking? We have this distribution office here already. Actually, let's just take that sign away and you can go that way. We have this distribution office already. Hey, Earthquake. This is like the same area again. Are we going to lose 1, 2, 3? What buildings are we going to lose? Anyone doing anything silly? How are you doing? How are you doing? Okay, yeah, you're doing fine. Unemployment is high. We have some fires breaking out. You look like you're okay, so you must have just been repaired. You also look okay. And then you... I'm hoping they will be okay when we're done with this. What was the earthquake? A 4.0? That's really not that big. So you better be able to handle that just because it wasn't that big. But we'll see what happens. This building is not yet... Wow, you actually haven't started that yet. I am very disappointed in you. Yeah, no. I was going to let these run over here because this distribution office eventually will have hoppers anyway, so we may as well use coal from here and the iron hoppers to go up this hill if I don't want to have dedicated trains to make all of that happen, and I would be totally okay with that. let's go check on a couple more things. There we go. This is what I wanted to check. Construction Office 6, I believe, is the area up here. I need you to get all of this done. This is all important. This one is important too because it's the mixed waste coming in. This is mixed waste overall, and then this is stuff coming out. That's all important. We currently do not have a hazardous waste transportation organization ready yet, and that's okay. But let's make all of these do something. I'm not that concerned about this one yet. You can get the waste transfer in if you feel like it, but there are more important pieces. And should we really start on the steel mill? It's gonna take some time, and I don't want to waste, well, wasting money is not really the right word, but I don't want to concentrate on that. We have to get the rail started, at least, before we can consider building any of those pieces. So let's leave them alone. But make sure that you have some priorities set up. That's not helpful. If your range is just 1,000 meters, you're really not giving me all your effort to get a couple things done here. So let's fix that, fix that. You are able to build everything that you want, and then fix this one as well. That feels better. Glad I looked at that. Food is not looking great though. Oh yeah, you were kind of talking about getting food started now. Do we actually have everything for this guy? We don't have power supply yet. Power supply would be here. Construction Office 7, that's the one in the area. Make this one a high priority, please. And then you don't have crops, and you don't have workers, which means you should already have water. You have water supply 99%. Good, that's right here. Do we have sewage connection? Yes, sewage connection is right there. Very good. We do not have the road connections all done yet. We're going to keep using 1, 2, and 3 to build this bridge so we can get this worker half completed when it's ready. Which also means this one's probably a semi-high priority. You know what a good thing about this is? That I'm not ready to turn on food yet. Yet. Soon, but not yet. So we still have some time. Also, we're out of gravel again. Isn't that wonderful? Control H, get out of here. So yeah, we have some time for these buildings to actually get completed before I need to go berserk and get a couple other things done. But that is good. I would really like to just turn you on. So let's get some things organized. You're already there. That's fine. We need a distribution office that can actually handle this. In this case, you have all of your construction with... Who okayed this? This is terrible. What do you want here? Really, this is mostly for maintenance. Even, well, I want to use this for city supplies. Again. It's like the same spot. Again, literally. We just did this. I mean, this place does not like to exist, is what it feels like, because all the time they have earthquakes that they have to contend with. What was that? Was a little bigger? 5.2, 4.2, 4.0 and 5.2. Wonderful. And looks like this one got affected by it too. Oh yeah, that's how earthquakes work there. Well, they reach pretty far. Anyway, some idiot put 45 tons of chemicals here for no darn reason that were never going to be used. So that's stupid, and all the other things are also not really required. So let's talk about what we actually want here. We want probably plastic, mechanical components, this, electronics. I'm not against having some clothes here delivered eventually to deliver to the cities that we have around. So set that one up. This one we know we don't have to worry about. Booze, we really don't need in this area because we have the booze factory just down the road a little bit. Fabric, yes, we need that to keep all our people happy. And then chemicals, nobody in the area needs chemicals, so we're going to set this one up. Which then translates to distribution office at the Northampton Cargo Train Station. You will be able to pick up, and should be one of the last ones, Cargo Train Station, there you go. Pause, load, I want you to load chemicals for sure. And then other things that you dropped off here that have no business being there. And setting this one to unload whatever they want should be fine as long as there's room for them. You don't need booze, so pick up booze from here. Clothes, we did say is okay. Everything else can stay the way it is, and then we can uncheck the loading setting later on when this is all cleaned up. What a mess. Fertilizer sitting here. Great. 19 tons of cows and no cows there. Not a big surprise. Just let them do their thing. I think that'll be fine. All right. Moving on to be more distracted. Yeah, still no gravel here, and there's just so much construction going on. I love it, but our one distribution office is simply not capable of handling that much. We have a little bit of money, so let's spend it on a train that can go about 70 kilometers per hour. This one sounds lovely. 115, we don't need that. 75, beautiful. 97,000, yes please. 2 of you. That should just help the distribution office to do the things that I needed to do anyways. So there went our money. Why did we buy 2? Because I'm overcorrecting. Leave me alone. What do we have here? We have 17, which means we have a couple spots for extra crops available. I am semi-tempted to assign this one to pick up crops from, but I do not want to because this one actually goes for a lot of crops every year, which is proven by, we only have a few hundred tons of crops sitting on these fields, and actually I think those numbers have gotten smaller. So this one seems pretty fair to say they're actually using the crops. Compare that to what we have going on over here. They're not using it. So let's talk to the chemical, what did I call this? Chem warehouse. Perfect. Now I can actually find it if there was a search function. Chem town warehouse. Nope. Just chem warehouse. Rugby, trumpet, boards, chem warehouse. Pick up crops from here. Oh, shoot. Okay. I gotta correct something because it's gonna try to export crops then, so I have to talk to my border. No, good. It's not gonna try to export crops because I actually set them up correctly. Great. Add new connection. No. Well, this one is fine. And you need to bring all of those crops over to here for right now, so once we are ready we can actually get some food in there. From here I would like you to load food and unload crops. Thank you very much. You can fill it up until it's 60% full, so there's a little more to do. Fine. Added 2 more stations very far down the priority list, which is hopefully a good thing. Control H, get out of here. What do you have? You have plus, why is there why? You picked up plastic waste to bring to where? No, why? No. Yes. What was it thinking? Why did it think that was an okay thing to do for you? That's so wasteful. Wow. I just wanted to bring plastic waste down here because apparently I didn't assign it to something else earlier. That's slightly frustrating. I hope I didn't just spend 60,000 on plastic waste. That would be really, really terrible, but I may have. So let's not do that again, please and thank you. Get that one done. That sounds good. We have to get all the way up to here, but it shouldn't be much longer at this point. Honestly, it's just a couple roads here. I am tempted to just shortcut this a little bit for right now. There we go. Make this high priority, and then we can just go straight through and get all the connections that we need, because we still need that connection. There's a footpath here that we still need, and yeah, as you can see, there's more stuff to do on this side. As usual. Alright, do you have some money to get this thing filled up yet? Well, do we have the distribution office out here ready yet that's supposed to take over for this friend? You already have 12 assigned to you, but you're not doing anything. Okay, well, let's assign it to here. Let's move you over, all the vehicles over here, and start bringing fuel to some places. Not built yet, that's fine. You're built, so you're gonna drop off, make sure that it's actually set up to the right thing. Unload fuel, looks great. You can unload fuel here, and then none of the other farms are ready to rock and roll yet, are they? Technical service office, they can all refuel right there. I'm not terribly concerned about you. And then, yeah, we don't have any other farms ready yet. That's fine. Totally okay with that. Then, what are you going to do here? This is your distribution office for the fertilizer. And fertilizer can only be handled by waste trucks. So let's get 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to get started, set you up as a source here. This is the this is the farm fert source. Beautiful. And I want you to bring that to several different places, but I will set it up hopefully to only unload actual fertilizer, and we'll just set it up for 1, because if this doesn't work the way that I want it to work, we still have a chance to correct it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be screwed. So let's leave that alone. I will do this wrong for sure, so let's change the one-ways to you go there, you go there, you go there, you go there. If there's ever a need to actually import some waste here, then we're just going to handle it then. But for right now, this should be fine. Loyalty, we don't really care about. Those things are all going in the right direction. You can go both ways. That is fine. And this one is getting 96 tons of gravel delivered eventually once this thing has some gravel to deliver again. Those things all sound reasonably well. We have some NATO money. Ah, yes, the extra trains that we put in here actually are doing something useful. We have a little bit of NATO money, which makes me think let's purchase a couple more of those beautiful little open hopper cargo wagons in black. 1, 2. That's all the money we have. And we have our special little friend that can help deliver them without me having to do anything else to them. That's great. Now, place your bets if chemicals are done yet and running 100%. 73%. Water is full, sewage is empty, so we definitely didn't have to do anything else. This thing is still full, but it's only moving 25 cubic meters of water a day. That's confusing. Cannot store or export chemicals. That is a lovely problem to have. Just to be clear. I can handle that all day long, even all night long. So that's fine. I do wonder, is there another throughput issue? So yeah, this is doing just fine. This one is probably not even necessary at this point, unless let's go check. You're still doing okay. Show the overlays. There's our bar pressure. Heat water tank water flow. That's what we wanted to see. F3, so we can actually see a couple numbers. There's 60 cubic meters coming in here. It's pumping just 26 in there. This one has less pressure now than it did before. I'm not sure that that means anything, but I don't know that I like the flashing that is happening here. It's a little weird. Okay, let's look at something else then to diagnose why you're only producing 73%, because now we technically have the water. Gravel is already there and is full. Wood is already there and is full, and we clearly have some chemicals that are being produced here. Is the sewage water not able to keep up with the output? Or are we closer to 90%? Oh, productivity. Okay, productivity looks good because they're all in the 70-esque percent. There's a 40, that was a 40% one, but they're mostly in the 40%. So if we're in the mid to upper 70% productivity range, I think this is maxing out effectively what we have here until these people are more happy, which I don't expect them to be. It's okay if they're not. So this seems to be working now. This is actually not fully required. We're still going to let it build, but I don't know if I'm actually going to turn it on. So let's see how that works. How much are you producing? You are trying to produce 2.46 tons of oil per workday. You're trying to consume 4 tons of oil per workday. So that is barely not enough once we're running at a higher percentage. So how about we get a couple other things going, like these two should be enough to actually make sure that this one stays full. Okay, let's see. Do we have a water pipe? Water flow, sewage flow, heat water. Yeah, I would like to see the flow on that pipe. I don't think that's a thing that I can see. Can we see how much oil goes through this? No, but we can see that it's slightly going down. Okay, slightly going down tells me that we are just not filling up fast enough with this one connection, which is fine, which is why we're adding this other one. So that is working as you may hope it would. I would like to get all these chemicals exported like right now, because money. Is that what you're gonna do? No, you're gonna move some crops around. Seems unnecessary, but I guess I did tell you to do that, please. What were you doing? You have 24 tons of 412 tons of gravel available. That's cute. I think what we're gonna do is actually turn off the this gravel, the trumpet interchange building rename. This is gravel south, and gravel south is going to be turned off from this guy. Excuse me, gravel boards, gravel south. We're not going to load anything from you for a little while. You, sir. Oh, you cannot actually deliver anything to here? Okay, you're actually full. Got it. Let me triple check a couple things, but I think it's telling me you cannot do anything fancy there. Control H, please get out of the way so you can do something more productive. You, however, are just not willing. That just means that there's no more room in the distribution office for more wagons. Something that I would wish is that it actually tells me how much more room there is. Yeah, you're full. You're done. Okay. We're gonna do this. Just briefly turn this chain signal into a non-chain signal. Turn you around. I know... Actually, I don't even have to turn you around. I would like you, instead of going to this distribution office, to go to our next distribution office, because it will use exactly those wagons. There you go. Let's see if you can get out of here on your own volition. Looks like you're doing something. I am not disappointed in that yet. And you're probably going to flip around now, which is totally appropriate. Are you going all the way to the other signal to flip around? That's also totally fine. There you go. And then you should be able to just go around and do your thing. Love it. Okay, so that distribution office is full, or those wagons are just a little too big for what we wanted to do there. Either is fine. Honey and peppermint. Love it. So, how are we doing? We are doing a lot of plastic. Oh, gosh. Okay. I would like to unload at the customs house plastic waste. It's sitting here. There's no reason for us to have it. It's just unfortunate that it happened that way. And I'm guessing all of these are going somewhere. You're going somewhere, you're going somewhere, you're going somewhere, you're going somewhere. I'm just looking at the state of the bottom. That's going somewhere, that's going somewhere, that's going somewhere, that's going somewhere too. Really? 6 tons of chemicals? Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for that money to come in. Yeehaw. That's fine. It's all money. Eventually it will make a big difference. Right now it's just a little underwhelming. Okay, you are empty, so I'm going to send you home so that goes a little faster. You are still trying to move more crops over here. It's honestly not the biggest priority right now. And okay, this one translates to this distribution office is not going to be used to move crops around, which honestly I'm going to make official right now. Because yes, you can get food from there once it's ready, but everything else... No, which means I have to turn that off here and turn off grain here, so they no longer try to do that, because that seems to be locking up our productivity just a little bit, which is unfortunate. Okay, you're going to get another 412 tons of gravel. That's like $2,000 worth. That's beautiful. You have almost nothing in there, but also enough. That looks good. That seems to be doing okay. The criminal cases are under control. Kindergarten is good. This one is good. This one is good. Workers without a job are not in the numbers that I feared they might be. We can increase this. Just max it out. We don't have to micromanage any of that. Get some trams out here. Yeah, once you have money, probably. More people without jobs. That's okay. But we're also getting more buildings done everywhere. Okay, okay, okay. Those. This is going to be plastic waste. Not super important. None of these are super important. And you did talk about getting a fire station in here. Yeah, I realize I'm like doing everything but finishing the other area that I talked about earlier, but let's be honest, this is kind of important stuff that we can't just ignore. Yeah, we tried this last time, it wasn't going to work, so I don't know why you're trying it again. You're right, you're right. Let's do F2 so we can see the lines, and we still don't have a free excavator available. Okay, I will stop playing that game and hoping that I will have a free excavator available ever, because that's just not going to happen. So let's throw a free road depot here and borrow this friend. They have volunteered, they already showed up here, so it's their fault. No, obviously not, but we're going to use them anyways. Then talk to you, lower this, and all I really need is a tiny bit of flat spot right next to the rail line, so I can get this thing across. Not there. Not there. Not there still. Okay. A tiny bit more flat spot to get this thing across with that one excavator that will not be able to make this super duper steep. It's actually doing a really good job, let's be honest. Yep. There may be some rocks here and there. It feels like there is a spot right here where this should be possible. Ah! Okay, now we just have to snake this up here, which means turn off snapping with F4. That looks good. This does not have to be perfect. It just has to arrive eventually. Now we have the shortcut that I was talking about before. Beautiful. You have done a phenomenal job. I don't know what I would have done without you. Let's send you back to a construction office that probably had you in the first place, and then change our mind. Yep. Change your mind, because we will need the fire station to also be able to handle this. So, sorry, to terraform some stuff. So, let's get another big fire station in here. I just don't feel that a small fire station is sufficient for this section at all in any way, shape, or form. Apparently, I never connected power past there to any of this. Alright, that's cute, so that's going to be something that you have to do probably right now. It looks like it's actually trying to connect Brick Road. Don't know how I feel about it, but it's okay. It also looks like I never done the utilities for any of this. Okay, is the mountain town or is the steel town more important to have up and running sooner? I think my answer to that is the steel town has a priority, because there is much more value in this to get this one started versus producing more iron for the steel town. I think we can all probably maybe agree with that. If so, that's great. Construction office, get on these things. Sure, get on that too. And we'll see how that plays out. How is this going? You're not terribly full, so I'm gonna say that is good. How is this going? I see no small garbage truck. They're all the large garbage trucks that are parked here. That's not great. Let's see where you're heading. You are currently all the way out here, because there are still buildings without large waste access, which means this one is 6, right? Yeah, 6 is right. I just gotta check that I'm not doing the wrong thing. But these two have to be connected, because that one will then be connected in walking range to all of those places. That looks good. And it's actually gonna cover everyone in this zone, which is lovely. But yeah, there's just a lot of waste stations right now that are currently not connected, but that need to be connected relatively soon. Otherwise, we're always going to have the small garbage containers trying to drive around and do things, and that's not super helpful. Seeing if there are other things that I need to do right now in the city, and it doesn't look like it. So how about we make this one a high priority, and these two a high priority as well. Feels good. So, are you going to plan power for the steel mill, or are you going to plan the city at the top of the mountain? No, I think we need to do utilities for the steel mill. All right, that is what we say we're going to do then. I'm going to go with there is no extra requirement for more. I can't believe that we still haven't made any chemical money. I'm kind of disappointed in that. This one is filling up left and right, but somehow over here, stuff has not happened yet the way that I wanted it to. That's quite annoying. No vehicles have loaded cargo for unload. Yes, they do. Get them out of here. Parameters for train sets. Yep, this is all fine. I would like to get these open hulls with their stupid plastic waste on board out of here. Can someone just make that happen, please? That's very annoying. that is very annoying that they're just sitting here because they're also boards and bricks that we're not exporting. I'm gonna discard one of them. Actually didn't cost me any money, so maybe that's a positive? Maybe it isn't. And look, there's one train taking one wagon now. Yeah, I don't love any of this. Yeah, there was this button that was supposed to do something, was not doing it. Dover Large Customs House. Plastic waste, you're supposed to unload that here, but I guess the distribution office doesn't send anyone unless there is a source anywhere else in the Republic, which there is not. Okay, well, let's look at the other one. You don't have any problems? Why are you going with one? Oh, electronics. Okay, that makes sense. You're going to get fuel somewhere. That also makes enough sense. Also, that fuel train or that fuel wagon that we just saw is probably a reason why sell all vehicles. That's not what I want. Don't destroy everything. Oh, is there no button for just discard cargo from all wagons? Yes. Perfect. There we go. That's what I wanted. So now we can use it. Wasted probably 10 grand there, but I think that was worth it. Do chemicals! Someone do chemicals! What are you people doing? This is even the highest loading the highest percentage out there, but nobody seems to care. You're gonna do gravel, you're gonna do this. Yeah, no, chemicals would be lovely if that one gets moved out, but apparently it's not. Okay. That's unfortunate. Are you gonna pick up some? A whole 19 tons of chemicals, and you're gonna bring them to the large customs house. Perfect. Yeah, we just need more stuff to actually doing something there. There was a train waiting too long. I would like to see where that is happening. You're down here. Okay. Is there someone doing something interesting? I think not. Okay. What are you parked here for? There is... Oh. Okay. You are here because that is not the correct signal for you at all. You are here and you should be able to get out of it. Probably. Yeah, that was a little awkward. That's probably why we have a million bricks sitting here. But there's a white signal that says if you can go if you want to go just straight. Nobody's joining anything right now, so that's safe. Sounds good. There were 3 trains potentially parked here that shouldn't have been parked there. So that's unfortunate. Utilities in the steel mill finally need to happen now. Okay, how are we doing on work? Still doing unemployment due to no workplace. 500 people. I would like to see where those are, and then we're going to continue with the thing. Unemployed yesterday. About 300 here. I didn't do the math, but I would like to see if there's large numbers in other places. Little bit more here than I would like to see, but maybe 50 in that area. Nobody here. And then another 80 here. So yeah, majority is in the steel town. That shouldn't be surprising. And it's just the way the cookie crumbled. You have fertilizer. Good. Do you have fertilizer? You have fertilizer. So I think this is probably working. You can select any fields that you want. What did I have in mind here? I think usually I have 3 and 1. Let's get a couple in here so we can at least get that started. Combine. Let's just start with that. Harvester, 20 and 26. 1, 2, 3. Then we need sowing. We have 12, 25. Wow, that's new. And 20, so 1, 2, 3, 2 amount of money until we export all our chemicals. Oh, it would be lovely if I could actually click a button that forces them to export chemicals right now. This is lovely to see. Everything is empty. We have 412 tons of gravel going to Eastbourne. That's nice, but yeah, if I could just tell them, just go and export all of the chemicals, that's like worth 200k that's sitting right here. That would be great, but apparently that's not going to happen. We have 1 million people working here. That's completely unnecessary. I'm going to allow 1 per shift, if ever. So that's fine. This one looks like it's almost done. We have 50 workers there and no steel. That's cool. Which means, yeah, this one is slowly going down, but we're still doing okay. Utilities, stop distracting yourself from the thing that you set out to do. That's just stupid. You have a little bit of time left, so you may as well make this worth it. But there are no utilities here that require more water than for workers. So that's what we can start with doing the math with. I can't believe that I actually forgot that, but I'm glad that I'm remembering that that wasn't done, because now we can get it all done with. So these, pretty clear. Need to connect to all of these, and we're not gonna cover absolutely everything in one swoop. Okay, that's good to see. I think that translates to we need probably 3 sectors that handle this. This is Sector 1. Sector 1, I would like to concentrate on all the iron things. And I'm gonna ignore the Sovereign recycling anything. I feel that there is a non-zero chance that I would like... Is that one not road connected? No, it is road connected. Cool. There's a non-zero chance that I will actually add another waste utility or waste section, waste burner, incinerator. That's what it's called. Right here, because I don't know that we're going to be able to cover everything. This one is probably just a really awkward place to cover the thing that I want to cover. Yeah, look at that. Like, this is not a square because we can get 288 meters to the fire station, but not 288 meters to the steel mill, and I'm okay with that. I'm hoping that I can cover the steel mill from the other direction. So I think I want to be here, because I'm pretty sure the fire station is already covered, and the iron ore mine is already covered as well. And then let's pop over here, and yeah, steel mill and the 2 coal refineries are covered right there. And then I think we can start doing more construction here, and that should be number 6. While we're in the area, we can also recognize that we do not currently have a fire station out here that can activate fast enough, so we're going to add one. But here I will actually use the not humongous one, because that seems a little silly, but this one should be fine. Hey, looks like we have power connected here, but just not anywhere else. Okay, so that is technically water laid out. Sewage. Are you going to run sewage to over here and never repair it? That's your option. Or are you going to run sewage all the way down here? I think we're going to run sewage all the way down here. So that's what I'm going to point my connectors to, which is a little awkward for this one apparently, because the sewage connection to the iron processing is a little funny, but that's okay. We're just going to run you down here. I am curious if I will benefit from adding 1 or 2 construction offices closer to this sector so they can maintain this a little better. Just 1 or 2, even just 1 right here could be helpful. If I do 1 like big one, maybe I'll do that. Right now, if you do it right now, you're going to forget why you're doing it. So I don't know that that is actually an advantage. So just leave it alone. What are we doing here? We're doing those 3. That looks fine. Got you pointed that way. We're doing these guys. Everyone's connected. That looks good. I'm not even really seriously worried about height in these stages, because I'm 100% assuming that I will have to put some poop screws somewhere along the line to get all the way down here to the to this. The good thing is, I already said that we're not going to produce more or use more water. than workers need. So I think we actually have a number that will tell us how much we're going to consume. Speaking of numbers, looking at all this, happiness has gone down a tiny bit. That could simply be due, there was some starving going on at some point. I don't like that. Let's go investigate. Otherwise I would have left that alone. You can build whatever you see. Starving here? Definitely not. Starving here? Definitely not. Starving here? I doubt it. We're gonna make this 20 though. So probably starving here. This number is not as high as I want it to be, but I think we are overall doing okay. So maybe it's not that problem. Maybe it's a leftover from when we didn't have all the things that I wanted to have. That's very possible. I like that our trains are actually doing all the things that they're doing. I'm very excited about that. But sewage, yes. Let's figure out how much sewage you have to handle. Will do. We have the steel mill. Steel mill has 500 workers and max daily water consumption is 10 cubic meters a day, which translates to a equivalent amount of sewage, water plus Abwasser or dirty water. So let's say 15 or 20. Let's just double it. It's not double. I think the ratio is actually in the numbers. If you look at the build big water pipe, 127 cubic meters compared to build medium sewage pipe, 75.4. So we really just have to do the medium one. 56 to 75 is the numbers that we'll probably have to work with. So yeah, I feel pretty confident that this can all be combined into one sewage thing. Okay, with that in mind, let's see what we have going on here. I think there's one over here, 31 meters. There should be, let's see this. Excuse me. There's one over here, 35 meters. And there's one over here, 68 meters. So we don't have to worry about that one. And I think it would be pretty easy to get that one in there too. So the first thing that we have to figure out is there a place that is below 31 meters anywhere in the area? And it's going to be really hard to see, but I'm assuming the answer is no, just in case you're curious. This one is probably the one that is the... No, actually, this one is lower. You also put it in a pretty low spot. You may be able to move that one out just a bit to have a better chance. You're not going to get everyone then. This is the highest you can go to, and that's 31 meters versus 32 meters versus 31 meters. That really didn't buy you all that much. Okay. It really just translates to, I would like to dig a hole somewhere in this area. I think we still have that one extra excavator that we had already. Can we get down to like 30, just 30 meters? I think a flat slope is still low enough for what we're trying to do here, and I don't see any reason for using this space for anything else. Come on. I don't want to use the poop screw right away. I would like to use the poop screw on the way out when we have to get all the way to wherever we're trying to go. 33. Come on. 32. You can do it. You just wiggle a little bit down here. I see the next opening already. You're doing a great job. Otherwise, there's a bigger round space right here. But I was hoping we can just get it where I wanted to do it first. No, we can't. So I have to dig a hole right here. That's fine. That's fine. That's how industrial waste works. You just dig a hole somewhere where you can make sure that all your waste can go eventually, and then life is good. How's this? 30. We're getting there. We're getting there. So just digging a hole over here is actually getting us to the right location. What's the time? Time is saying that this will probably wrap up this episode, but the next episode is coming soon. Okay, try this. Try your two biggest problem places. Sewage switch. I am going to assume that I will have not a big problem getting the footpath connection. So you would connect from there, probably to here. And survey says you're good enough. Okay. We will need to run not the big pipe, the small pipe is probably going to be enough for this. Up the hill. Tunnel is above the terrain at some point. That's fine. I would actually like to avoid building this deep of a tunnel, 2,400 workdays. because of that big mountain there. But then on the other side, we really can't avoid this. 5,200 workdays, or 5,200 on that side. If I follow this one a little bit more, other infrastructure's in the way. Just shut up. Go 4,600 workdays. Okay, and then you're gonna run with the mountain for a while. 4,600. We're now at about 1,000. Can I actually get into a sewage connection by the city? I'm assuming the answer is no. Yeah, I don't see a way. Requires proper slope. We're already going uphill, so that's not helpful, which is why the poop scoopers are supposed to be helpful here. That one doesn't look great. I'm looking at how big the pipes are actually going above the ground. So we're now at like 700 days. We're now at maybe 1,500 work days. And then when I run it back, must go from input to output. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, because it's there. Tunnel above the terrain at some stage. That's okay. We're less than 2,000. You remember earlier we were at almost... this one probably has to move a little bit. We were at over 5,000. Now we're at about 2,000 work days. So that is much, much better. Sewage switch somewhere here. What is the height? 35 meters. This is actually pretty good for what I'm trying to do. 38 meters. I would not mind that one bit. Let's get you in. Hold on. What are you doing? You need to not connect. This side is not the thing that you need to connect to. Also, that is the wrong pipe entirely. So you can just get rid of this. Get your small pipe. Get it either directly connected above the terrain at some stage. I'm not surprised by that. Let's see. Do you want to go... stay there, and proper slope. Okay. Don't want to click that button. That'll be really bad, but we're gonna have to try this a little better and see where we can end up, because I'm not willing to spend the 5,000 work days to make this very simple thing happen. So we're gonna go with the road there and connect into here. That wasn't connected. I saw that, but this is connected. 3,200 work days to go through the mountain right there. No, thank you. Let's try to do better. 200. Yep, that's better. It's a long poop pipe, but it's totally fine for what we needed to do here. So this one was at 35 meters. We need to combine this. 34 meters TRR, so I have my road connection on the correct side. Make this one a large sewer line. Make this one a medium sewer line, and make this one a medium sewer line. And in case you're wondering, why am I doing sewage first? Because sewage is always the one that you cannot run uphill, versus water you can always run uphill for a little bit if you really want to. That's what pumps are for. You would go here, you would go there, and then eventually you would connect here. Still above the terrain at some stage. Just go underneath these industrial buildings, and now we're good. All of this has to be less than 75 cubic meters of sewage. So let's triple check that. We said that the steel mill running at 100% is producing maybe 20 cubic meters of sewage. Over here, running at 100% is not even telling me. Nope. Daily water consumption, 0.16 cubic meters, so nothing. The iron mine is probably also going to be 2.5 cubic meters. So yeah, I think overall we're at less than 30 cubic meters of water still for this whole sector that we have built so far. So that feels great. Now I have to get this one. What is the max distance this thing can cover? I have no idea, but it's somewhere along this long. 10,000 work days. No, I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that at all. This one feels a little better. It's just half that. And I do think that we can probably cover whatever we need to cover right there. So that's the good news, I suppose. Is there another connector that we could throw in here? There's one right there, but that one doesn't really like us. But you want to connect right away. 4,000 work days. You know what? I think I'm gonna buy that. That's fine. Which just means F3, F2. We don't need you. And number 3 is my bulldozer. We don't need that building. Cool. they can get started on this right away, because this will be something that needs to be done relatively soon. And then we have to realize that we don't have a footpath connection to that thing yet. I don't see a need for these footpaths to be graveled. I know they don't take all that long, but let's just speed this up where we can. You're not going to be graveled. 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 It's like reverse Oprah. Have you pop in there? Have you pop in here? Construction office 6. There's more work for you to do. There's more work for you to do here, here. It's all relatively expensive, so that's all fine. You would go, and you would go. Well, this one? Okay, this one? Okay, what's this? This is a power line, right? That's the electricity. Okay, yeah. You definitely don't need one of these because none of the others get any, so you don't have to get that either. That seems okay. Number 6, make this happen. And then, yeah, if you don't mind... Oh, it looks like you actually completed that road really quickly. That bridge that was there. So that's nice, which then just translates to... Oh, if I click this one, it may make it confused what I wanted to do there. Let's not do that. Cool. I'm going to do water really quickly. I will just... What am I going to do here? I'm going to connect this thing, F3. We have enough water right now. Let's see how much water we're actually going to push through this before I say that we're going to be fine. 1.9 bar. Almost no water consumption, like 25 cubic meters, 36 cubic meters. We're going to add 20. That's not nothing, but I think a large pipe can actually handle that. And if we do end up running out, there's an easy water source right here. We're just going to duplicate the current setup, which shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, we're barely at 25. We're going to add another 25, maybe, and we should be okay. What I don't want to do is tap into our existing water source. We're going to add a new one. So let's get big water tower, put that one close to where we're actually going to use most of the water. Probably right here doesn't feel bad. Again, I don't need it to have a fancy gravel footpath unless you're in the city. So that one can go here. Number 6, you are, sorry, 9, 6. You are assigned to this guy. We will need a pump that gets the water to that tower. But then that tower, well, that tower will also need a pump because we have a couple places that are definitely above ground. And that's just going to be the way it is. So you would go here. Big water pump. Big water pipe would go there. With the big water pump, there's a building in the way. It's okay. You go here. Then you just need to run all the way to that thing. You want to kind of pretend to run underneath the road. I guess I'll allow that just this time. Now we have to split this out. I think, what do we have? We have one there. That one probably can just be, well, that one should be fine. That one I'm not 100% sure on the height. This one and this one should be fine on height. This one and this one probably isn't fine on the height that we get from the tower. So I think I want to first put a big water pump in front of this again. Right now we don't have any... We don't have any power in the area. That's going to be what we do next time, I think. But let's see how we can play this out. So if we put you there, if I put 2 water switches effectively back to back, and this is the water zone, I suppose, that we're going to use here. Put one there, put one here. F3 so we can see something, get a couple footpath connections. You would go... Hold on. Hold on. You're not going to happen. Thank you. There's one. Hold on. There's the main one. There's an extra, and there's an extra. These do not need to be graveled. They could be. They don't need to be. Let's just go with that. We're going to make this a large one, connecting into there, and then we're going to make it several small ones for our normal production. Actually, this one may have a bigger consumption that I give it credit for. What do you say? 1 cubic meter a day. Nope, all of these are small pipes. period. Nothing fancy going on, so that's good news, actually. It's what we want to hear. You go there. You go there. This is after a water pump, so the pressure should be perfect. You go there. You go there. You would go here. Okay, and then the last one goes all the way up this hill. And I'm assuming that the water pressure that we get out of it is going to be fine. 5,000. Again, here we have a cheat code that we can deploy. If I use smaller chunks, it stays closer to the surface. Much closer. So we don't have to dig deep. That's what the surface means. And now, if we look at the this one, versus 5,000 was the first one. Now it's just about 450 work days. But water, because we do the pressure differently, actually there's a separate one over here. Also just a couple hundred days. So yeah, water makes that easier. Sewage you can't do it because you need the slope. Hopefully that all makes sense. Construction of a 6. This is pretty much what you have to start with. I know there's a lot going on here, but without that, there's really not much sense in turning on the steel mill or anything that's responsible for making steel happen. So this is going to be the way it is for now. I still like seeing that most of my rail distribution office trains are doing the things that they're doing, but this is going to be very expensive when that comes through. Ouchies. How's our loan going? We have not paid back all that much because this is the slower version. On purpose, so that may be okay. We have some bricks sitting here that would like to get exported, and maybe I have to go and figure out what our current holdup is. But honestly, hey, why are you just taking 6.6 Chemtown warehouse? Oh, because you're just delivering them to a city, not to everything. That makes enough sense. You're gonna get more gravel. Cool. Looks like someone just delivered a little bit of chemicals, but this train is going to pick up... Oh, we can pay for cash. Cool, we can cash roll this. Barely. Excellent. Yeah, we're going to ride out on this train because that's fun. Yeah, you see what we're doing, right? I think things are going okay. Thank you for helping with the chemical plant because that needs to produce as much as it can. Obviously, we are super heavy in producing all sorts of things or building all sorts of things. This is kind of exciting, but kind of also a little scary because any mistake that we do any mistake that we do that we realize after things were built is very hard to fix. So I hope that we didn't make too many mistakes along the way. And by we, I mean me. And by you, I mean thank you very much. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.